Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back, listeners. Like I said, you tune in to the one and only The Process. If you don't know, you finna know. Like I said, I'm your host for today, Malcolm Morris, yours truly. But you know what? You did what I'm saying. What we finna rewind back to is the simple fact that, like I said, I got two of the most iconic people in the DFW today with me. Like, you just don't know. If you don't know, once again, you will know by the end of this episode. I got yours truly, like I said, the dark one right here, you know, Mr. Rico Suave. We got Raymond Harper in the flesh, as usual. But let's not forget who's on the side of him. Like I said, this man been making moves since Kim Jong-un days. You know what I'm saying? We got Mr. Jayveon Jackson in the building today, man. Mr. Jayveon Jackson,
Thanks for having me, boss.
Man, we appreciate you for coming in at such short notice, man. Like I said,
real short.
Like, you just don't know. Like, we glad that we got you here, man. We really glad that you got here. Man, how you feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling good, bro. You know, if the brother's gonna call me in, I gotta show up. So I appreciate the offer. Appreciate y'all getting me here. Love what y'all doing, man. But I'm feeling good. Really can't complain.
I feel that. Mr. Harper, how you feeling today, man?
Man, I'm excited, man. It's always a good day to create.
Hey, talk to him. Talk to him. Hey, talk to the viewers, man.
It's always a good day to create.
Nah, but it's, hey, like I said.
Oh, stupid.
First and foremost, like I said, we really do appreciate both of y'all. Like I said, we appreciate the man with the master plan, which is Mr. Raymond himself. And like I said, we appreciate you for being a star guest for us for the first time.
First time?
Yeah, for the first time. Yeah, on the podcast. Physically on the podcast. Physically on the podcast. Like I said, we appreciate that, man. For real. Like I said, that just goes to show how much love that you got for us and everything like that. Like I said, hey, we're gonna keep them wheels turning, like I said. But I want to throw a little monkey wrench at you real quick, man. Like I said, so Mr. Jackson, like I said, tell us about yourself. Tell us like the growing up and, you know, the whole process of why you the man you are today.
That's a good one, man. I'm gonna try to keep it straightforward, you know. So I grew up in the city of Detroit, Michigan.
Mr. 313.
You know,
okay.
Love my city to death. All my family's still there. Parents, uncles, aunties, brothers, siblings, and all that stuff. Grew up in like, all of Detroit's pretty rough, man, but grew up in like a rough neighborhood. And like, always knew that like, man, I gotta do something to help my mom get out. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it had to be different from what the previous man in my life was doing. So I didn't really have a role model, but I had a role model what I didn't want and all that stuff. Family members didn't finish high school, didn't attempt college and all that stuff, so I need to at least give that. And to be honest, mama didn't even give that as an option. She was like, you are going to college.
So, strong woman. Shout out to her.
Facts. Big shout out to moms. But then like also bigger than that, man, God, he, like, of course in the moment, my eyes wasn't on him. But then like when I look my life forward and look backwards, like it's so much, man. That's a whole nother conversation.
I feel that.
So it's like he wants to come back.
Hey,
he wants to come back.
Hey, like I said, you know what we got in the works for the future. So like I said, hey, we show just keep an open mind for it. Just keep an open mind for it. But like I said, this question now that I got is gonna be for the both of y'all. So the question that I have is your top 3 artists. Overall, like, that influenced y'all to make music, to put yourselves in the music industry. Give us y'all top 3.
Top 3, man. The only album I've ever purchased and bought to this day.
Wow.
Forest Hills Drive.
Okay.
Jermaine. J. Cole is number 1.
Okay.
He's number 1. But then I also got the only concert I've ever been to. LA 2022.
Talk to him.
Mr. Morales and the Big Steppers.
Talk to him.
Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
Lucky.
3rd place. Man, he didn't charge me enough. He did not charge me enough. That was absolute fire. But them brothers right there, they storytelling, they cadences, their comfort of wanting to step outside the box and like not just saying like, oh yeah, that sound like J. Cole. Like, you can't put J. Cole or Kendrick in a box. Like they got multiple different flows. And like I want to say when it comes to like just bar for bar metaphors, like probably has like a rap sheet of songs that I know from beginning to end. probably more than my own songs. Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is goated top, and I don't think that's probably like lost stuff, but like he don't get the flowers. And like, he's still breathing. Like we need to do so much more for Wayne. And I don't think like the rap industry, music industry, just being an artist in general, that we don't do enough to like how much he has done and the longevity.
Yeah, that's true.
That Wayne has been. But those three, like probably listen to every day, like where I get like a lot of my thought process from them.
Okay, I got y'all got the right one today. Like I said, I'm gonna throw another monkey wrench. I'm gonna do the same thing for you as well. So since you named them top 3 artists,
okay,
we need all-time favorite song from each artist.
Okay.
And why?
That's good. That's good. My man said, now you want to give his 3 and then we go back.
Nah, we gonna, cause like I said, we're gonna transition over to him next. Like I said, the same
You know how I see my boy.
Yeah,
I see. I'm trying to get some time to think. But hey, my brother Red. All right. Let's start with Cole. Dog, it's so many. So many. But I'm gonna have to go with Love Yours.
Okay.
You too.
Hey,
You too, yeah.
Hey, at that point, you ain't got. Hey, that was self-explanatory. Especially like I said, if they done heard your music, it's self-explanatory. So like I said, you ain't gotta explain that one.
Yeah. So when it gotta be explained, I've got the same go. Let's go to the next thing. Kendrick, I'm gonna have to go. Kendrick Lamar, I would say. Let me come back to Kendrick. Lil Wayne, Nightmares of the Bottom. That song, like bar for bar, like I also love it because it's not like something that I feel like a lot of people know.
Yeah, facts.
And like to be honest, so I'm in a mentorship program where I like mentor kids, teach them about Jesus. And one day I got a chance to like drive from like St. Augustine, Florida to like somewhere in Georgia, and I was in this car with a white kid, and he didn't understand rap. Dude, I played Nightmares from the Bottom, stopped bar for bar, and we just explained each metaphor. And like I got like videos in my phone, and like he's like the biggest rap fan to this day, and like because that song, like I really studied Wayne and like just like how he put stuff together. All right, now jumping back to Kendrick, I've been listening to his newest album, Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper. So I'm gonna just say just from that album, I really love what's that song? It's like I Pop the Pain Away. The Pain Away. I Pop the Pain Away. Yeah, that one. I just love like one of the transition in the tape to go into that song, like how like, I just hear it. I don't care what mood I'm in. I'm like, come on, I Pop the Pain Away. I don't do drugs at all, so I don't know. I couldn't tell you why I love that song so much, but I just think it's his creativity. You know? Yeah, I love that.
And I believe he probably talking about Die Hard. I feel like that's probably the one that's going on right there.
That is it.
Yeah, I feel that. Man. I feel that. You get the jig and you be like, oh, hold on.
You know?
And then especially how you transition in that, like, ooh, yeah. You be like, hold on, let's run that back.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel that. Hey, like I said, nice little catalog. I mess with it. Now, Mr. Ray.
Man.
Come on, big dog.
You know what time it is.
It's funny, you're number 3. I know one.
As you should.
Lil Wayne, tough. Like truthfully, like growing up for me, like you already know, I didn't grow up listening to a lot of hip hop at first. Like I missed out like the '90s in the sense of like when people be like throwing out the old school. My real person starting off rap was Lil Wayne, and what a way to start because that his talent is unbelievable. Yeah. Like for me, it's just like to this day, you can hear one song. There's always a quote or a statement that makes you like, oh, how did you clever by far. Number 2 is his protege Drake, big Drake fan, but it's the same thing. Drake is able to talk about cleaning your room and make it sound cool or relatable, and that's one of the biggest things for me in my music journey is that I want my music to be relatable. You know, so. You gotta be able to catch this time. But yeah, like Drake is someone that's like I like the fact that he can talk about something, he can explain it well. Like even recently made a song about like his kid going to school and how the parents react to him, and I'm like, I'm not even a celebrity, I ain't got no kids, but I know I feel like I understand, like you painted a perfect picture. I love that. And then lastly is my boy KB, Kevin Burgess, Christian hip hop artist, and that's because a lot of times growing up, like people be like, "Oh, the Christian rap is corny." And shout out to Lecrae. He was a big influence in back in 2008, 2010. But KB to this day, I'm like, bro, how did you get there? Like his flow was crazy, bar for bar, and then he's able to add Jesus, hope, and everything else in there. That's remarkable.
I feel that. So now you already know what we gotta get into next. With that being said, since you didn't name out your big top 3,
yeah, I did.
We need them top 3 songs for each individual.
Lil Wayne, 6 foot, 7 foot, easy. Easy.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna put you to the test. Then, if that's the case, if that's your favorite song,
don't do it.
I need just one bar that you remember from.
Real G's moving sounds like lasagna.
There we go. Yes, sir.
The reason why that's the coldest bar, some people can say that's generic, that's easy, but hey,
that's all how to spell lasagna. Yes, sir.
That's one of them songs you heard it, you just like, okay, it's all good, but every time you listen to the song over and over, it's like, I missed the bar.
Yes.
I missed the bar, like crazy. I felt bad for the guy with feature on that. I was like, bro, I'm sorry. You was with Wayne.
What did you say? I lost my mind. There's somewhere out there stranded. I think you stand under me if you don't understand me. Come on, God.
Lil Wayne, shout out to him.
Yeah, I'm sweating about that dude, man.
Yes, still, hey.
Drake. Gosh. I gotta come back to Drake. I am a huge Drake fan, so there's a lot of songs that's like, golly. KB, favorite song I liked about him was a song called Sing to You. And the reason why I like that song, it was a hard place in my life. I tore my ACL, my grandmother died a couple of weeks after that, and I remember being on the couch in that project. I think it's Today We Rebel came out, and there's a song in there talking about this lady that had cancer, and he said, I never seen someone seem so alive on their deathbed. And I was like, God.
Hold on, hey, replay that for the people out there.
He said, I ain't never seen someone seem so alive on their deathbed.
Send me that link after that.
That's tough.
Check that out.
That's really tough because, like you said, when you really look at a situation like that, we didn't see plenty of instances where we done had loved ones. You go see them and like say you on their deathbeds or whatnot. But then at the end of the day, they at peace with themselves. Like they ready, like they already know they didn't live like they don't too much care. Like when you apply that bar along with actual experiences that you done dealt with, it makes logic sense. It makes the most perfect. Like you know when you basically try to build up a puzzle and you got a couple little pieces left and then some of them ain't added right. I feel like that right there, that bar it experiences life as a whole right then and there.
It's
I feel that
perspective, bro.
I feel that.
And then for Drake, to bounce back to Drake, I would say my favorite song is Legend. That was a song, I remember the beat. I stopped. I was like, this gonna be, I ain't ready. And that,
that's tough.
Yeah, Drake is phenomenal. Like, and when I say phenomenal, it's against like the skill and the talent. Like, I'm a student in music, so a lot of times I may not agree with the content, or like you said, like you don't do drugs, so you don't know why that's your favorite song. But for me, I hear the skill, I hear the talent. I'm like, man, he just rhymed everything like that. That was a double entendre. Like, it makes me go back to when I get in the studio, when I get to my creative space. I can just pull the things I liked for the styles or the different moods that they create. So.
I feel that. I do feel that.
Yeah.
So with that being said, because both y'all have performed live before, and y'all just named off y'all top 3 biggest artists overnight. If y'all was to be in they same exact shoes, I ain't gonna even say that. Let me rephrase that. When y'all get into the same shoes that they feeling in right now, where would be y'all all-time favorite spot to mess around and go perform at?
That's a good one. I feel like that's kind of challenging for me to answer because, of course, I would want to say home, but then it's like, what do I consider home? Like I grew up in Detroit. Left when I was 14. Went to Arkansas for like 2 years, but I was in Dallas for a good chunk. Oak Cliff was like a big part of my heart as well. But in like Austin, I feel like it's like where I like established like my roots and all that. I would really just have to say I would want to do like a big show in those 3 cities, to be honest. Austin, Oak Cliff, Dallas area, and then Detroit.
But you got I
gotta pick one.
You gotta pick one.
You ain't gonna be slide.
Yeah, you can't slide. Like you said, hey, this that podcast. This the process for a reason.
I'm gonna go Dallas.
Dallas the first one.
Yeah.
What's your second?
Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah. Then
and then Austin. All right, I feel that. Mr. Shanix.
So you got the 3. You got the 3.
That's the thing.
That's
what he chose. Yeah, that's what he chose because, like I said, we know, like I said, like he explained his process, like at the beginning. Like I said, he had to mess around. Yeah. I kind of figured that was going to, stretch out. So therefore, that's why he ended up putting in that sequence like that. You, on the other hand, you can do it the same way, but you don't have to necessarily do it the same way.
I would want to be somewhere over the sea, international. Number one reason, because my wife wants to travel one day. She wants to travel the world, so I'm like,
shout out to her.
I'd rather make it a 2-piece combo. Most likely somewhere in Africa. I don't know which country in Africa. But I want that wave of people. I want that sea of people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have like a location, but I'm like, I want to be able to look out into the crowd and I can't see the last person. Like, I want to be able to see. If I could get to that space, I'll retire. I'll be on that stage, perform, get my heart out, and be like, I'm done. Like, I'm so content.
Hey.
Like that would be. It's the only way you put that to words.
Man,
I feel that.
That'd be love.
I feel that, man. Hey, y'all. Quite frankly, like I said, man, y'all some really stand-up guys. Like I said, I really appreciate the fact that, like I said, all these answers that y'all coming up with is very thorough, it's thought out, everything like that. So, with that being said, since we going deep into y'all mindset, since y'all was able to elaborate that to us, give us the music making process.
Music making process.
But matter of fact, wait, no. We gonna go. Not say that. You gotta go from the beginning. We talking about when y'all decide to make y'all very first song and how it can relate to how y'all make music now. Music making process, the whole process.
On the pipe.
It's fire. Okay. When I think about the very first song, actually funny story. So I was still in Detroit. I was like in fourth grade, and I can't remember what I got in trouble for, but I remember my phone got taken. And I'm in my head, like, it makes sense. Parents gonna go through my messages, pictures, trying to figure out, but they went through my voice audios. And my stepdad and my step uncle, they had like a mini studio in the basement, like always making music and all that stuff. And he went through one of my voice audios and he heard like this little, I'm gonna just call it a jingle. This little jingle I did, and he was like, "Oh yeah, no, we gotta get these boys up in the studio."
Wow.
And all that.
Wow.
And I remember I quoted my uncle in my song Sheesh. Should I promote that real quick? So my uncle, he had this cold bar. He just tough with it, but he said, I'm itching and scratching and now I'm scratching and itching to clean the wax up out your ear, so pay your attention and listen. So I'm like, God, whoa, goodness gracious. And I remember hearing that, and all my stuff was like, get on the boat, praying for hope, gun not tote, wash up with soap. And I was like, nah, I gotta come up like A, B, C, 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 D, D. I need to like figure all that stuff out. But I didn't know music theory. I didn't get a class for music theory, but it was like listening to like different artists, like, okay, how can I do this and put my own swag on it? So of course, like just years of like writing and like just keeping it like in my journal, and then like my brothers and cousins, they knew like I love to rap. We would like beat on the table and all that stuff, start spitting and all that. And like it was just like a hobby, something I did for fun. And then years down the road, boy moved to Arkansas, moved to Dallas, and I came across the Harper family. My first day over there, brother Raymond, at the time Shin X, you know.
He's a part of the time.
In his room, doing their thing, and I'm like, dog, they really about this, and like trying to invite me in like these different projects. So that made me get back and like, all right, let me find a beat and all that stuff. So still, even at this point, I don't have nobody, or I'm still in the middle of me creating my own beats. But right now, I find like a lot of my beats like on the internet, and I buy from off of there. And like my car is like my space now. Like I never written another song like since Pacific and Waterloo, like outside of my car. And like, so I'm like listening to it, beat surround sound, max volume, and it's usually like after 11 at night. I'm like driving around or probably just leaving in my garage, like a driveway, listen to the beat, got it on over and over. And like what I do is that I freestyle, and if I like it, I keep it. Kind of like what Lil Wayne does, but I'm not recording myself. I write it down, I freestyle, I try to freestyle off of it. Sometimes it just starts like with like me trying to get like my cadence down, like nah. Because if you listen to my music, I'm always doing something with my voice. Trying to do something different with my voice, trying to talk about something different and pull from stories and all that stuff. I know like I think about like the music that the men in my life listen to that I'm trying to be different from. Is talking about stuff that I don't want my future kids to be about. So I was like, what's something I could pull from my life that I done learned from, or something that I find in scripture that is impactful, in which I can tell a story in which either I failed or succeeded and create a story or a lesson out of it. So it's like all that flows into one, man. And like, to be honest, it feels like God just be dropping stuff in my head and all that stuff. Like I'm a firm believer that there's no way that somebody could sit down and be like, all right, this third bar I want to double, I'm trying to. Nah, I think you like freestyling, then it pops up, and you're like, wait, this also means this. But it's like just going through the process, as you said. Like, to be honest, like that's my process. Like I would never say that I'm stuck in this one process. If I see something, I'm doing the best that I know, and when I see better, I do better. So I love like being around him while he in his studio time. Love being around our other friends that's like in the music industry and like that's doing their thing, and like just being a student, figuring out how other people do their stuff. How can I add that to what I'm doing?
Perfect in the craft. I feel that.
Man, for me, it's changed a lot of times. I always try to, every time I create something, I try to make it different. And so, starting off on singles, like from the beginning, I just got books and I just wrote lyrics. So for me, it was like poetry starting off at first, then it turned to songwriters, then it turned to just songs. Like it was just going, and I was just like, even to this day, I still got like the books and the journals of like the old school, like 2014 stuff that I wrote in my room with no beat. It was just always in my head, and I would just write. And something happened in my life. So I wasn't like a journaling fan, but it just be like, this happened today, dang, that would be a good story to talk about. How can this situation be told in the story form? And I'll write it down. Or I'll be inspired by other people's stories that they'll talk to me, and I'm like, bro, you don't understand, that's a good song concept. I'm gonna just write that down type sense. And so that grew to that. Around the 2017 era, it was a lot of like freestyling influenced, and a lot of it like you similar to what you said, like I'll freestyle, I like a hook, and I'm like, bet, if I find a beat, this hook is going on in there. Or a lot of time my songs were wrapped around a bar. Like I would say a bar, and I'm like, this has to be used somewhere. So the whole song would basically be based off of this bar that I made doing freestyling. Sincerely, that was different because I was trying to, like during that process, I was trying to work on different sounds. I was tired of like trap beats. I think like at that time, I was like, if you can rap over a trap beat, anybody can rap over a trap beat. It's the same. Like it's the same thing. So I was like, how do I add different? It basically turned to a little bit alternative because it was just like, how do I bring different sounds, different flows? Even use this singing thing that I was insecure about at the time. Like, how do I add my voice in there a little bit more? So that was in there, and then after that, like even now, a lot of times it looks like recently I listen to an artist, I listen to their whole catalog. So like even for this project that I just got to finish, I listened to Kendrick's first song and I worked all the way up. And I would write notes of like, what did I like, what do I not like? And so after that, I would study Kendrick. So then it's cool because when you hear my project coming out soon, see that's my problem. When it comes out soon, you'll be able to see like, okay, you see flavors. But I made it the Raymond version. And now that the project's done, what I've been doing the most is I'm trying to not humble myself. I'm challenging myself because I like to freestyle a lot. I really do. But this time, I started freestyling, and what I try to do now is I think of song concepts. So what I do now is that I'll think of like 3 song concepts, and I'll just write a verse for each song concept and show them to my wife and be like, which one do you think is hard? And if she picks one, I'm not discarding the other 2. I'm just like, bet, this one got a response. Then I'll show it to like a music team member. If I really think it's golden, then I'm like, send them the same thing. If they respond back with positivity, I'm like, okay, this one's attracting like a response that people can relate to, so bet. And so I'm already stacking things up for future steps of like what's getting a reaction for people.
That's right.
So smooth business.
Can I add on a little bit?
Yo, go ahead.
Yeah. I like how you talk about like writing in the journal, and like that made me start thinking about like the specific way I write. Like my uncle, I used to open up his journal, and he would my uncle, I used to open up his journal, and he'll like just write it out as if it's like a paragraph. But that to me, like that's like too much for me. Like so, I write like almost like a poem, like in stanzas, so 4 lines at a time, and yeah, I feel like that's just something I just wanted to add.
Now, and I would actually add too, this guy named Ricky, shout out to him. He does Jungle Life in Ohio, man. He put me on to part of my, like he was like, I freestyle in my prayers. Like I freestyled Jesus, and I was like, what? So if I want to freestyle, I do it like that. So like if I'm like having a hard day, or even if I'm just thankful to God, I put a beat on, I'll try to freestyle to him. Trying to surrender my gifts to God. Cause like my joke / truth, I told people, I said, if I want to be famous on the music thing, boy, there's been some bars that I'm like, this could be a good song. I can't do that because I'm representing him, type of sense. And so that's the tug at times.
I feel that. A last quick little thing that I was thinking about while y'all was talking. Cause like I said, y'all did say both y'all have wrote in journals or whatnot. So when y'all look at it, with whatever y'all come up with, and y'all don't have a beat to it, how are y'all able to transition that from the paperwork onto the right beat that y'all feel like is gonna do everything that y'all trying to get the message out? Basically what it's trying to portray to the audience. Because it's just like, I'm just going off of experience. It's just like, I know for a fact I can't just mess around and write some stuff out there and be like, all right, let me transition. Oh, I like this beat. All right, this is gonna go like, no, I gotta listen to the beat and then I gotta go from there. But like I said, like y'all are talented artists, y'all able to come up with new things and evolve, and it's just like, how do y'all do that? How are y'all able to really make that happen with bars that y'all already know that y'all have and just throw it on the beat and be like, oh yeah, this is it?
That's a hard question, man. That's tough for me. I didn't say this in my writing process, but I never wrote without having a beat. So my thing is that I go through and listen through beats. I'm like, oh, this heat.
Yeah.
This heat. Or it's like, I don't really see myself on this one. Or like kind of how Raymond said, like, I just sound like another trap beat or like something usual. And then like, so I find my beat first, and I really just got the beat on loop. And I'm like, all right. And to me, I can hear like the beat speaking to me, which is like also where it's like fun for me, where I find my cadences and all that stuff. And I do the chorus first, and then I start building my song out of that. So kind of like to me, the beat tells me like what this song is going to be about, and like I still filter it. There's definitely a filter process. Like if I feel like this shit's gonna be talking about guns and all that stuff, I never shot a gun. Who am I to rap about shooting guns? Like that's not me. So I can like still tweak it in a way where I'm like, all right, what can I talk about and all that, and like to where it fits my life, and then I start building out of it. There has been times where I've did that. For example, Tiger, Rack City, that came out, and I wrote like a full freestyle from beginning to end. Freestyle, like there's like no choruses and all that stuff, and it's like I guess just I don't know what 62 bars. I think that's how many is in the song, from beginning to end. And then I think I heard Headbands by B.O.B. and somebody else, and I was like, this song like sounds better on this beat. I gotta change my flow a little bit and all that stuff. So usually like, whenever I'm warming up, it's kind of like my warm up deal to get like I guess the muscles around my mouth ready to like before I go into the studio. Like I do it on that, and then sometimes I do it live as well. But like this is like my BC days, so before Christ. So like I would never release it or whatever. But like it's one of those that I am like still really proud of, because it's got those bars in it, bro. I'm like, dang, this fire. Yeah.
I feel that just a little pad time, have some fun with.
Yeah.
I would say for me, the first one is I always try to challenge myself. So like even to this day, I'll put on like a trap beat, and I'll try to rap one of my songs that are already released on that beat, just to see how can I make this song fit this beat. But to answer the original question, I want to evoke emotions. That's my whole thing. And so what I do is that if I think of a bar, cause I'm a lyricist, so words are heavy for me. So like if I think of a sentence, I'm like, ooh, then I'm like, I need to find a beat that gives me that same emotion, type sense. So when I hear a beat and I feel that emotion, I'm like, oh, I got something for.
Yep.
like I had one song. It was called "Please Don't Hurt Me." That never got released. And like there was a part in the song that was like, I know that we were both strangers once, but I guess once was not good enough. So why'd you have to meet me at this time? Why'd you have to leave me at this time? Cause I know I'm not the man at this time, but I'm just doing all I can at this time. And like, when I thought of it, I was like, that hit. So, cause especially in that time of life, like, a young man trying to get free from lust and all this, that past life type sense, it was like, you was actually a good contender, you were like a good woman, I hurt you. So why did you have to meet me at this time? And so like that, wrestling in that state, in that time, that hit. So I'm like, I gotta find a beat that hits just like that. And I won't settle for less. So, same thing, I wanna get a beat, like I'm trying to make a statement. Like back then was a freestyle. It was that same thing. People were like, man, you ain't rapped in a minute. So it was just like, let me show you bar for bar. Ain't really no goal. I'm just gonna show you bar for bar.
And back then it's pressure.
Appreciate it. So,
smooth business, man. Hey, man. Yeah, so y'all putting buildings on fire, boy. Y'all cooking up stuff. So hey,
that's the question, man.
Hey, look here. Nah, for real. But look, now on to the next topic. It's basically set up, like I said, because y'all did talk about the fact that y'all did make collab together back at on Wind Chime and everything like that. So it's just like, what are from both y'all? What are y'all favorite collabs together?
Favorite collabs? Is one? Can I talk about it? There's a collab, a song, and a music video that we made. What? 2 years? 1 year ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Golly, forgive me, Lord. Forgive me, man.
And it's Back Then remix. So, and I remember when I first had it. So the way that Raymond did it, I love the way he did it too. He kind of sent it out to a group chat of all the brothers, cousins, and friends that he respect in our initial group. Who he sent out the beat. He was like, "Hey, y'all heard what I did on this thing? I want somebody to hop on the freestyle." So he kind of made us all like go into a competition, and he was like, "All right, survival of the fittest, man." And then he ended up picking me, and we ended up. I was able to record my verse, and then I sent it to you, right? Yeah, and then he had our boy Aim. Yep, mix and master. Aim Launchpad Studios in Austin. Yeah,
shout out to him.
Aim, don't miss. Don't miss. And my brother had a vision for the music video. I don't think at that time I shot a music video, or did I do my acting?
Not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I know it was like one of my first music videos, and like, bro, it was downtown. What part of Dallas were you?
It was in Victory Park.
Yeah,
Victory Park.
Dude, he had the whole vision for it, and I was like, come on, bro, like other collabs just been tough, and like in terms of where I feel like it was one-sided. So it felt good to like just be able to sit back honestly and be like, damn, my brother got like the vision for it, and I get to like just bring my talents and do it with somebody I love. So I would say Back Then was like one of my favorites.
Mine's, I won't go into detail of all the stuff around the situation, but there was a song called "Lord I Need You" that we did at one point, and the song was tough. It may never hit the light of day.
Yeah.
But the memory of it was cool. Same type of situation. It was like a little competition. Him and I both won. So like the guys at the beat, we did it. And we collabed on it. And it was like that friendly competition in the sense of he let me use verse. I'm like, golly, okay, now I spit my verse. He's golly, like you know, it was like that good like. Just that, seeing how we were challenging each other throughout the whole process. So but that's, I'm praying for many more collabs to come, but the part I've been drawn to is that like, just with the process, like seeing him on his journey, seeing him create his own lane. Like that's with a lot of people, man. I already know we gonna intersect at one point. I just know, at least right now, man, this man got, you already heard of it, well, I did it off camera. This man got music, y'all. This man got some music ready to come up for y'all, but
yeah, he got a brick vault over there.
So I just know we on two different, journeys right now. But man, like, yeah, More collabs coming soon for sure. Most definitely.
Man, we love to see the energy that y'all got going on. Like I said, you could tell that this has been a long time coming.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
But that major but y'all talked about this music video and y'all talked about the remix. Where is it at though?
This summer, I have on the timeline. I ain't gonna spill the dates, but I have the dates.
Ooh.
But this summer.
That makes me happy.
This summer, Back Then remix will come to the surface. So I'll make it exclusively on SoundCloud this time.
Nice.
So I was definitely I want people to hear it. So if you ain't got streaming stuff like that, hey, it's gonna be on SoundCloud Back Then remix this summer 2023. Most definitely.
Y'all heard it, right? So that mean, hey, y'all know what time it is, right?
Back Then remix 2023.
2023, summertime.
Summer.
So we putting fire between y'all from May to July. Even though typically, like I said, summertime don't end to September. People are outside from May to July.
Facts. It's true.
A little bit of August.
Facts.
You talking about Texas, yeah.
So therefore,
it's gonna be there, bro. It's gonna be there, bro.
if we don't get it,
You gonna get it, bro.
hey, we not coming for one head, we coming for two.
No, we in it together.
Hey, birds of a feather flock together. So therefore, like I said, hey,
that's facts.
we bring the hammer down on y'all. We ain't got nothing by July.
Gotcha.
Alright.
I got you.
That's right.
Hey, that's what I like to hear. Man, but all jokes aside, like I said, that's real awesome to hear.
Yeah.
But going on to you, Mr. Jackson now.
Yes, sir.
You start off with Pacific Waterloo. Mm-hmm. Was that technically considered your first album, or was that considered a mixtape? What would you consider that?
Yeah, I would actually consider it my first album.
First album.
I feel like intentionally I was like in a mixtape mindset, like just like creating songs, but like I didn't even put too much thought process into like the ordering of my songs. But then when I look back on it, I'm like, bro, this is telling the story. And like I knew like in every song, like, all right, I want to talk about growing up with my mama in this one. I want to talk about my uncle's influence on my music in this one. I want to talk about hurt from like my dad and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And like I knew intentionally, like I know all these stories are coming from these two streets that I grew up on. So I grew up on Pacific Avenue in Detroit, and then Waterloo in Detroit. So that's how I grew up. Yeah, those are two different streets. Yeah.
First show the process.
Hey,
you made the process. No, that's a weird name. I'm with it.
Hey.
I'm with it. But damn.
Tell me how you feel.
Hey, man. Hey, who ended up making your album cover?
Actually, yeah, so big shout out to my roommate, one of my really good friends, really good friend. Brother gonna be at my wedding, Zach Rogers in Austin, Texas. He's like, I didn't even ask him. I sent him this baby picture, I don't know, like probably like one day he just asked me, and I was like, what are you about to do with this and all this stuff? And he was like, this was him like teaching himself how to do like graphic designing. And then like 3 weeks later, he gave me like this, I wish I would've brought it with me, like this like ceramic plate of like my album cover and all that stuff. He was like, bro, I made this for you. And I was like, that's my album cover. Like when I say ceramic, like bro, it's nice. Yeah. It's nice. And I got like 3 graphics for that project, and I got them on my wall. And like, but that's the community of Christ, man. Like just fire for him.
So do you feel like you got the overall gist behind what you were trying to portray when you made that album?
Oh yeah. I don't think I left any crumbs on the plate, to be honest. I feel like I hit like everything that I wanted to hit. That encompasses like what my experience on those streets and like what I wanted to convey. Because I feel like usually most artists on their first album, they want to say, oh, this is me, this is what I could do. But like my whole thing about my music strive is like, hey, I want to be vulnerable and honest and all that stuff. Like look at my pain, look at my glory, but still know that I'm human and all that stuff. That's tough. I didn't think about that. I feel like, sheesh. And that's like the energy I want to like give out to the world, man. Like be vulnerable. Stop wasting your energy putting up these false facades and all that stuff. Ask somebody for help. And Yeah, but also in the same process, like me exploring that hurt and pain, and like stop bottling it up. Like there's a bar on there. I can't remember it exactly, but it was like I'm gonna say something about my dad, but that could like wait for another time. And like from that transpired a conversation with me going back to Detroit and reconciling my relationship with my dad. And like me and him are like best friends today, bro. So
hey, shout out to that.
Much love.
Hey, we like to hear that, man. Like I said, real respect out there. Like I said, stand up guys, man. These people that y'all need in y'all life, like I said, you be surprised they testimonies that they got.
That's good.
With that being said, also, like I said, so from you doing your own album like that, you also did a collab album too, correct?
Yes, sir.
And we were overtime, huh? Man, how'd it feel?
Yeah, dude. Going from like my first single album project to like a full collab, it has its pros and its cons. Pros is that like I'm with a brother, Antonio Harper, big shout out to him.
Shout out.
Creative wizard, and challenged me like crazy in terms of like I didn't realize like how uncomfortable I was with ad-libs. Like it was come on, mama. Like I was so uncomfortable with that, but Antonio would get in there. I'm like, how is he saying this stuff? Like I feel like I'm just like right now I got to the point like, all right, let me pre-write my ad-libs. Like that's part of my writing journey too, and all that. But he can go in there and listen, like just listen to my song You Don't Know. Those ad-libs are Antonio. He's going crazy. I feel like those ad-libs make a song, to be honest. Like that, like that creativity, and like from that I get to see that. I'm like, all right, that's a muscle I need to strengthen. So it's that, but it also helped me know like the collaboration process in terms of like time scheduling, which is like pretty stressful. One, because I was in school and he was like, I think finishing school as well, so that was like pretty tough. But I think the overall experience was incredible. I would say we did have a conversation, so I think it's safe for me to say this, is that like there would be times, most of the times like where he felt like he was like promoting it more, and I wasn't promoting it as much, or I was promoting my music, and like which I definitely valid. Like we done put in these resources, and like I'm not putting in my part to perform and all that stuff. I just have to. My mindset was like, bro, you got 4 plus projects he has out. I was like, bro, I only got one and a half. And all that. So like when we released Overtime and my numbers from Pacific and Waterloo was growing up, I got to jump on that and all that stuff. And like but we reconciled. It was like no, it was like just an honest conversation. I was like, I've been saw that. I just didn't know if you saw it. I ain't just want to bring it up. But
it's real.
Yeah, but it also taught me that like if I'm gonna step into a collaboration, I need to be 100%, and not just like I'm gonna do this, but really have my own agenda. Like me and my partner or whoever I'm going into this gotta have like be on the same accord. You know. So yeah, a lot of pros, a lot of cons. But like we'll definitely do it again. Like in the future, I got content that I need to release, and I'm really excited for it. And I want to be able to do it on my time, like not be waiting on somebody else. So like singles, we can do that. But like a whole nother collab project it'll probably be a while.
For sure. Respect. So to wrap up on the music process between both of y'all, how would y'all rate each other's projects from? And when I say this, when rating each other's project, you pick a project. With you, like I said, you got your album, but like I said, but with this man, like I said, you got many projects. So like I said, rating each other's projects, what would you mess around and, you know, from a scale from 1 to 10?
1 to 10?
1 to 10.
Okay.
Giving, even if you want to give criticism, give feedback, whatever it may be, do that. Just, like I said, we're gonna keep it short, you know, short and sweet.
And it's all love. I'm going to start off with a 7. And the reason why I want to say a 7 is
you're passing though, huh? Yeah, passing great.
The reason why I want to say a 7 is nothing to do with the content. Content is phenomenal. It's nothing to do with I guess storytelling. That's not a problem at all. I would really just say, and I feel like this is something we talked about as well. What is it? Mixing and mastering.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
That's it. I done heard people that said that they love hearing like artists like authentic voice and all that stuff. With me, it's hard for me to listen to because like I know that when you used to show me these songs, like, oh bro, listen to this and all this stuff. I know that there's a lot of passion behind that. So with me, I'm like, get that mix and mastered.
Yeah.
And all that. But then I also understand like, hey, we got to get ourselves out there and all that stuff. So I respect that about it. But to me, it just mixing and mastering. But I know this next process, you've been working on your skill and you got a guy. So I really can't wait. I really can't wait. But that, like, I have nothing to comment in terms of like your diction, your bars, your vocabulary. Like, that's 10 out of 10. But that mix and masters, it's like a real big piece for me.
That's real. Yeah. I will give you an 8. Specific part of it, I'll say 8. One of the reason why, and we even talked about that, there was a certain song on this project where I had talked to Michelle and I was like, bro, I don't sound like you. You know, where I was like, the song hard, song cool, but like he said, I knew what he wanted to share with the people. I knew he wanted to be transparent, honest, X, Y, and Z. I was just like, if this is you, I didn't know. I didn't know this part of the journey. Man. But he even shared like, nah, that was, so it was like a good conversation just as a brother, like, man.
Yeah.
Not I care more about your authenticity.
Yeah.
You know, than a banger. You see what I'm saying? 'Cause I know you have people that look up to you, and so like him and I talked about that off camera before too. So so that was like one thing. And then number 2, I used to mess with him. I was like, bro, you flow the same. It's not like you got the same flow, but it's been cool seeing him, like, especially the stuff he got coming up. Yeah, stuff he got coming up, crazy. Overtime, crazy. Overtime. I also listened to a couple today, even with the organization that we both have the honor of like working with, like Young Life, man. Like, it's even to the point, like, man, every month I'll play his music in the club room, I'll put it in the dining room, let the kids, they're like, what is this good morning lip breaker? I just feel like they were so versatile. Yeah. In that. Like, it was just so versatile. It's like, this song give me one vibe, this song is a whole nother vibe, this song's another vibe. Like, so, but yeah, the Pacific Artist, I'll say it's an 8. Bro. It's an 8. But it was a kick it ready to start off though. No. Cause he said, like, since high school I've been telling him, like, bro, like, you know, I'm a humble guy. Like, bro, you're a better rapper than me. What are you doing? Get some music out. Never believe it. Still don't believe it. This man been doing it for a long time. And man, so when he came out, he made Pacific Waterloo. First of all, the name already fire. I didn't know that. That's tough. But like when this project came out, I was not only was I proud, but like he said, that statement is true. You ain't left no crumbs on that plate. I was like, nah, he did that. He did that. So.
Nah, I feel that, man. Hey, at the end of the day, man, like I said, it's really the way I see it. Y'all going to the same destination. Come on. Y'all on the same highway. Come on. Y'all just in 2 different lanes. Yeah. That's really to sum it up right there. Like I said, it ain't no such thing as, oh, this rap better than the other rap. Like I said, at the end of the day, man, y'all come up, y'all portray different messages. Like I said, it can mess around at the end of the day, reveal itself to being similar, but at the end of the day, like I said, you ain't been through what he ain't been through what you been through. So it's just like, at the end of the day, man, you can't really necessarily say, oh, this is better right now. At the end of the day, man, say, hey, at the end of the day, it's all about making it to the top. Come on. That's really what it is. And so with that being said, like I said, we're trying to make it to the top. Y'all can't do it by yourselves. Right. So with that being said, we transition into the whole community thing. Like I said, that's really one of the main messages that we got going on for this episode anyway. When it comes to community, like I said, what defines community for y'all? And like I said, if y'all do got the community set in stone right now, y'all still been in y'all community, because like I said, ain't no such thing as just basically, like I said, only bring it to a certain extent. Like I said, because when you bring a community, you constantly growing. Yeah. So with that being said, like I said, there's still potential growth in it. Like I said, how y'all looking into it for the future. Like I said, break it down to it. Like I said, this is where you actually get to take that jacket off now. Yeah. And really get into depth. Like, all right, what this really mean to me? Yeah. And like I said, how would I be able to carry this on once I do make it to the top? Once I make it to that lifestyle, that totally different lifestyle. Man. Because like I said, the lifestyle we live now compared to these celebrities and whatnot, we already know it's a whole different process.
Bro, pray for your favorite celebrity, man. Pray for them. Yeah.
Because they're the ones who, realistically, like I said, y'all favorite celebrity be the one that be having the most mental illness situations going on. And so therefore, like I said, And it makes perfect sense because, like, say you got the limelight going on and all, like, exactly. Like you, like at this point, like you come from just living a regular lifestyle to just being this overnight sensation, and then just like boom, like
blink of an eye.
Exactly. So, like I said, give us y'all input on, like I said, what community means to y'all. What's the reasoning that y'all feel like y'all need a community, and like I said, what the future holds for y'all community and how y'all be able to not necessarily, we're gonna say basically give back to them for the simple fact for them being behind y'all the whole entire time.
Yeah, man, that's powerful. That's powerful. I absolutely love that was the topic of something I get to sit on here on the process. Community is absolutely everything. My young life leader back in high school, Mr. Tony, used to always tell me that if you surround yourself with 5 broke people, you bound to be the 6th. And he beat it in my head and made sure that I didn't only see that only with money. But I gotta see that with people who's like loving and respecting their relationships, their wives, are they sleeping around, people that's respecting their jobs, like what are they doing and all that stuff, people that's respecting themselves, how are they respecting themselves. Like I will naturally adopt some form of characteristic just from me being around Raymond. And I love that. Cause like that made me start thinking that like if my whole thing is one, being a great father, being a great husband, I would be so happy. I'll just comment to you. I will be so happy if my children is like 2% of what Raymond is, which is why I love spending time with this guy. And like and I think community is your neighbor. Community is not the person that say, oh yeah, I gotta hook up with this guy at the Foot Locker store that I only see like once every 3 months or whatever. And like no, it's like if I scroll back, open up my text messages, phone calls, photo album just in the last month, how many people have I seen more than 3 or talked to 3 plus more times? Like whether you like it or not, like that's your community.
Wow. And
then like what my vision is, if these people aren't matching up with that, will never get there. Because they are, I'm not gonna say wait, but they're guiding that cell and all that stuff. In structuring my community, I need a plethora of mentors. I need a plethora of friends and acquaintances that's like either, I ain't gonna say on the same wave, you ain't gonna be on the same wave without too many other people other than your wife or your life partner, but that's trying something better in themselves. Then I also need to be pouring into people, because if I'm living this lifestyle like, oh, it me, receiving, but not giving and all that stuff, that's doomed for disaster. And like, what's cool is that we can't pick and choose like who we born into, but we can mold our community. You are in complete control of who you choose to stay around.
Teaching me.
And all that. Brother, you got that scripture up there, and I'm actually about to read it.
Boy.
Psalm 1. Hey, Raymond got it on the wall. I just gotta read it. I mean,
this is the man that
stop asking me to rate your app.
If you don't know, we some Jesus followers over here. Man.
Love Jesus. All right, I'm only gonna read the first 2, but less than 4 verses. Blessed is the one who does not walk in the step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers. Actually, I just needed verse 1. I'm gonna say it one more time. Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers. Blessed is the one that has a good 5 people around. You know? So I think that's where community at. My community has gotten me to where I am. Like, if I had to go back 10 years to talk to Jayveon, I'm 24, 14-year-old Jayveon, that's when I first moved out. Me and my dad, terrible relationship. My mom struggling, falling around. Once again, I just go back to testimony, falling around a husband who cheated on her at this time twice. Ain't no way you would tell me that I was gonna be going to a private school, getting ready to graduate in May.
Wow.
2 albums out. In a 2-year relationship, man, I could keep on going on. And then the house I live in, I got roommates, but man, bro. My bathroom is bigger. My bad. Let me stop. God is good. God is good, man. God is good.
Bro, I love man. It's so encouraging. Like, y'all, that's why you just need friendly reminders. Because a lot of the stuff we saying ain't new. It's not. It's just really just perspective, man. I think for me with community, it's like I ain't gonna try to take all the things. I don't want to be a broken record, but the main thing that I recognize with community is it has to be intentional. Don't get comfortable, because when you recognize, bro, like the new statement I have now, people be like, "Oh yeah, that's my friend." I'm like, "Is that your friend or that's your trauma buddy?" Because there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, I know a lot of people in school, but they be graduating now, they gone. I don't want to see them no more." That was just your trauma buddy then. Like y'all just were at the same place, had the same teachers, so you had the same thing you could complain about. You had the same annoying teachers. Yeah. When that trauma was gone, like you graduated from school, what did you have? Nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so, like even these brothers I have right here, that's grateful. Man, we was in Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts left. We Eagle Scouts. Still here. Man. You know what I'm saying? We was in Young Life at Carter High School. Be out of high school, still here. And let you know we weren't trauma buddies. It wasn't like, oh, I just talked to him because he knows my struggle in Boy Scouts. Like, nah, it's a brother. And so that's a big piece. But also with community of intentionality, y'all, you gotta be careful in intentional. Just because they're in your community does not mean they can carry your whole weight. That's why you need community and you need multiple people in your life. Because you got some people that's like, oh man, I got my brother who's married, so that's marriage. I ain't touch her for marriage. I got my cousin, music. I'm typing in. Man, we could go on and on. I know this is gonna be the longest episode we got on the process. I know it is, but man, the biggest thing I can say, man, is just watch how your community responds to you. That'd be my biggest nugget. Cause even in my music journey, man, I recognize I used to be the type that I make a song, let people hear it, and when I look back on it, it was never constructive criticism. It was just like, that's trash. But what do you like about it? What do you not like about it? And you can't break it down to me. That don't help me. You see what I'm saying? But now, in a healthier space, the only reason I got to a healthier space is I recognize others, you know, that's not in the room. I recognize the people that I can give you a song and you can say a 7. You can tell me why it's a 7. I can let you hear a song. You better say, "Hey man, you work on, hey, you slurred right there, man. You're not seeing this word." You know what I'm saying? That brought me to a healthier pace. Cause I'm like, okay, these people got my back. Yeah. These brothers want me to succeed. It's just not like, oh, that's trash, or that's real. Like, you know, nah. Get people that watch how they respond to you, man, and don't take their accountability as they hating on you. If they're trying to encourage you, take it. You ain't gonna like them sometimes. I don't like these two sometimes. You ain't gonna like them all the time. But if they have your best interest, you see how he been challenging me every episode. Hey man, they gonna be some fight. Like you need that. You need that. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I say, he don't gain nothing from this. He don't gain nothing from this, but just to see his brother succeed and know that he gonna be on the process with me. You see what I'm saying? Like that's real brotherhood. Jayveon Jackson's success ain't got nothing to do with me. But do I love seeing him shine and go to listening parties and seeing him perform? He's one of my greatest performers. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what people need to understand, man. Like you need people that they don't even necessarily gain anything from it. They just get the joy in watching you do. And see you be alive and live and everything like that, man. It's layers, man. It's layers. So let's keep the conversation going, man. Hit us up on Instagram. We might do some Instagram lives. We might do some sessions. Because the process is not it's not the period to the sentence. It's just the conversation starter. Right. That's legit why we're doing this, man. It's just a conversation starter.
Smooth business. Smooth business. Hey, at that point, like I said, hey, I mean, ain't really nothing else for me to even partake in. Like I say, hey, he basically gave out the outro and everything. So it's just really, like I said, I mean, is there any more questions, comments, concerns that y'all thought about through listening or whatever the case may be? Cause like I said, hey, I got some powerful testimonies right here. I ain't gonna lie to you, like, especially how you just ended off right there. Like it's just like, hey, I might as well go ahead and let back. You know, hey, what's next?
So we might do a round 2 on that community. That's real.
Factual. Great. But no, like I said, we really do thank both of y'all. Like I said, we usually, like I said, the main host. We appreciate you for even, you know, giving us all your rundown of life and, you know, your music process and everything else. Like, we really needed that. Because like I said, without that, like I said, we just still looking like we just got a blank mind. We're not necessarily knowing, we just only knowing what you give them. But at the end of the day, like I said, once you actually dive in with both feet and we actually can mess around and go through the same motions that you're going through, like I said, that skyrockets into a whole different level. And like I said, that's where you start, you know, having people where they can really feel where you're coming from, rather than just, you know, it's just like, oh, okay, they just doing it just because they just doing it because, like I said, they see other people doing it. Like, nah, when people are actually watching this, they gonna really take in everything that you basically putting out there. Like, they gonna consume all that, and you be like, man, what? Like, we really do appreciate you. Shout out to the main host, and like I said, especially shout out to the special guest that we got here, man. Like I said, Mr. Jayveon Jackson himself, Mr. Word Around Town, Mr. always moving around a lot. Like I said, man, we really do appreciate you for hopping on the process, man. You got anything that you would like to say, share, whatever?
What you want them to hear, man? I mean, I know you got an arsenal, bro.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is thank y'all for everything, this whole experience. My people at home that's viewing it, hey, search me up, Jayveon Jackson on Spotify, Apple Music, any streaming platform that you on. Follow me on Instagram at The Real Jayveon Jackson. No, scratch that. That account got hacked.
Yeah.
So you get this. You can follow me at Jayveon Jackson _official on Instagram. Twitter handle is KidCode313, and I'm pretty sure we have a link down there in the description for the rest of them.
For sure.
And then check out my newest single, I'm Fallin. And that song, I'm really just peeling back the layers about like just a mindset where I was at and me trying to live a life without God, you know, keeping up those faces and those barriers, but like really behind those barriers, I'm falling and not leaning on that community aspect. So that's what that's about. And be tuned for this next album that I'll be dropping pretty soon.
Excited for that.
Man,
go ahead, wrap it up there. I ain't got no words for you.
You ain't got none.
I appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Well, like I said, like you know, like on all the rest of the episodes, like, comment, subscribe, share to anybody, everybody you know out there. Like I said, because you never know what you can mess around and in tune with them, what they could consume from watching these episodes right here. Like I said, until we meet again. The message was community, and like I said, we appreciate these two young men for coming out and doing their thing, letting it be known what it is. Like I said, until we meet again, shout out to y'all, appreciate it.